pronounce that book. At least I'm not going to swear. Anyways, he became he started from zero in 2016, and now he's a billionaire again. I mean, literally rock bottom, no money, and and now it's 2022, and he's a billionaire. He actually had to borrow 10 grand from a friend of his.
Welcome back to the 100 Millionaires Podcast. Yeah. My name's Walter Morello, and we were just listening to Michael Shine. Mike, bring us in.
Yeah, I was talking about Rami El-Batrawi, who wrote a book called "Can You Really Think and Grow Rich?" And it's a great book. But and he is the master of massive income from passive income. So there you go.
Ms. Shorsky, how do we do it?
He's apparently good at organizing and collecting as well.
Yeah, right.
That's how you make all that money.
I'm just blown away. 6 years to become a billionaire from zero.
Well, here's the thing too, Mike.
He did it faster than 6 years.
He's right.
Just a billionaire now.
That book's been out for, yeah, you're right. 4 years. Boom.
Yeah.
So we should start 100 billionaires.
There you go. 100 billion. Well, with inflation, 100 billionaires is going to be a reality.
This is what I keep hearing from everybody, like all the successful guys that I mentioned this to, not all of them, but a lot of guys will be like, oh, building millionaires is easy. It's easy to become a millionaire. It's so much money, inflation. And it's like, dude, if it's so fucking easy, why aren't you building millionaires right now? How many of you build, asshole?
Right. I think you need to change Charlie Munger's to the first million as a bitch from the first
million as a bitch
instead of the first 100,000. And then we can have a discussion.
It's true.
Like I was working on the Millionaire Path, and I still look at the first 100,000 as kind of a big deal. Like it still is kind of a big deal. It's like psychological. Although income has increased, and the average income now is like 68,000 in the country. Yeah. So maybe it's like 120,000 is still like that same barrier, but it's kind of a big deal. Like who has it? Who has 100,000 saved? Like so many people have never done this. And like you just have to be broke for a little while and like put that money aside and increase income and just do whatever it takes to get to that, because you can't become a millionaire without being able to at least hold some money, some significant amount of money. Like
I think that whole thing with Rami and what you're saying is really saying that it's all about mindset. I mean, all the books, like we listen to Science of Getting Rich every Sunday. Listen to Think and Grow Rich. Then I listen to this book. We're doing affirmations now, and it's all mindset. Because as soon as you get that switch in mindset, that 100,000 is not a bitch. It just suddenly comes. It's mindset. It's if I could, without shaking people who are not there yet but want to be there. It's all mindset. It's as soon as you shift your mindset, you will become a millionaire. Like
100%. That's why we're talking about gratitude today. So I want to talk about gratitude because I think that's
gratitude. Chapter 7 from Science of Getting Rich.
Chapter 7, man. Yeah. It's so important for building wealth.
Make sure you download the green one.
The green one.
The green book.
The one I was listening to was like an hour and a half longer as well for some reason.
Because you read slower and less interestingly.
Oh my God, terrible.
God. Put me to sleep.
How are these guys listening to this every Sunday? It's like 4.5 hours. And then I get the one you guys have. I'm like, oh, there's like 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Yeah. It's a short book. It's a short book because it's the right narrator.
Right. I'll put it in the how do I'm not going to put a link. I'm just going to write the book.
Text us if you want the link to the book.
Right.
Comment in the Facebook post that you want the link.
Yeah, comment on Alchemist Nation. I can put links on Alchemist Nation. I just can't put links on Facebook.
There you go. Go to Alchemist Nation. And if you're not on Alchemist Nation, it's alchemistnation.com. Create an account. It's free. And it is its own world. All the people post questions. Peruse all the available events and all the, what was it, 30? Is there 30 free courses now? How many free courses are we up to?
35 free courses. Another one's being added, so it'll be 36
right?
Free courses.
So talk about something to be grateful for. You can be grateful that there's 36 free courses where you can get yourself started on the right path to building wealth.
Oh, I love it. And the Millionaire Path button's coming out soon. So once that's out, you'll be able to click the Millionaire Path, find out what your step is, like the 6 questions to create your strategy to becoming a millionaire within a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever you want. So like that's coming out. But yeah, like gratitude is, energy, right?
Superpower.
It's the juice, it's the excitement, it's the like without it like your dream is just a car, right?
That's it. That's actually a quote from Science of Getting Rich. He says, without gratitude, you cannot have much power, because it is gratitude that creates the power, something like that.
Produces the power, creates the power.
Chapter 7 of The Science of Getting Rich. Oh, so freaking good. I didn't grow up learning about gratitude except for the basic thank you. And since 2017, I'm a gratitude machine. Like
you're a money magnet.
I bounce around on my mountain bike, and if I hit a rock and I don't fall, I'm like, thank you, God. I'm like,
yes,
thank you. Just all the time, it just comes out. So good, so good. Universe. You know?
So Mitch was writing his gratitudes down this morning, right? Or last night you were writing your gratitudes down?
Yeah, gratitude affirmations.
This morning I was writing gratitude. You know, here's what's great about gratitude. Most people look at gratitude in terms of, you know, when you're grateful for things, it keeps you in a positive state, a happy place. Yep. It also keeps you open basically to like the universe kind of giving you more. But I had an experience from gratitude that I think isn't as commonly talked about. And by falling into the practice of writing, I shouldn't say falling into it, I made a conscious decision to do this morning routine for a couple years, starting it was basically 2017. I did it every day for about 2 years. And part of that morning routine, I wrote out 5 gratitudes. And by writing out 5 gratitudes, what I also got out of it that was huge was I started giving myself credit for the successes that I had because I was grateful for them. But then that also had me every day see that, holy shit, like I did this. I'm like, because I wasn't very, I didn't give myself credit. Therefore, I also had no confidence. So from writing gratitudes, I basically finally got comfortable in my own skin and developed confidence.
Nice.
And it was game changing for me, you know, and, you know, an example of that is one of the gratitudes I wrote every day was, I'm grateful that I have cash flowing rental properties. So now, granted, I wasn't at my end goal in terms of number of units I want, and I'm still not there, right? But just because you're not at your end goal doesn't mean you're successful, because you're hitting milestones the whole way. I gave myself credit for all those. Like I started realizing, like, holy shit, I've actually accomplished a lot, you know. And then there was other stuff I wrote down where I realized, like, you know, I'm a good person. I've always been a good person, like, but just
I think
it was amazing.
I think even last week you, Mitch, was saying that you can't have 2 emotions at the same time. So if you're grateful, you can't be angry, or bitter, or any of that stuff. So it's that really worked for me, is that it took away. I think I mentioned before, I get up to go pee in the middle of the night. Sorry.
You do too? Oh my God. I thought I was the only one.
And then
you're too young for that, Walter.
If it's dark, I don't like turn on lights. So I actually sit. Sorry. I'm still.
I also do that just to stay alive, Mike. This is self-preservation.
So you know what I did? I put one of those little like push lights in my bathroom. Nice. That's like low dim. So like I'll stumble into the bathroom and I'll just hit that. So it's just lit enough where I can see, but it's not like waking me up.
So you don't
I flick the whole thing on. I let the fan run and everything.
Yeah, the fan, you flick the light on, the fan, the bright lights. Like, no.
You don't activate all the rods and cones. I'm always yelling if like the kids, when I'm asleep, they put on, like, you know, in your eyes, the rods and cones. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to go back to sleep. But anyway, so I used to always, something would always bother me in the middle of the night, whatever it was. But I've trained myself to just go through a gratitude mantra, just say all the things I'm grateful for. And it really makes, it's awesome. It's awesome.
That's what I love about it.
3 millionaires talking about gratitudes, and all the broke people are watching this. They're like, yeah, but you got to do something to get rich. You got to go work to get rich. You got like, you guys say that because you're rich now. You're grateful for all the stuff you have. And it's like, dude, like, I don't think you understand how broke we were before.
Yeah.
We started being like grateful for what we had and what we were about to have.
Right. And Esther Hicks says that if you're in that situation, just find one thing to be grateful for. Like if you, like for me, it's mountain biking. I don't need to be a millionaire to go ride my mountain bike. And if you can create 17 seconds of joy, and then the momentum starts, just find something that you're grateful for. Maybe it's your cat or your dog or your goldfish or your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, just something, your family. There's a million things you can be. How about the sun? You know, I don't know, anything. Just start with that and build on it.
Here's a powerful exercise. I'll go to Dorena and I'll ask her, like, we do this daily. Like, and if I forget or she forgets, like, shame on us. But like the attempt is to always do this daily. Yeah. And I'll ask her, what are you grateful for? Or last night she said, who do you love? Because I was a little sad last night. I told you guys earlier, I was going through a little depression. And she's like, who do you love? And I was like, me. And then she's like, who else do you love? I was like, you.
Wow. See,
but that's our answer.
It's a good woman. He said him first and she didn't get mad.
That was 100% expected. She expects me to love myself first so that I can have space to love her.
Yeah.
Good point.
And like, that's our relationship. Like if she if she says, like when we first started dating, I'd be like, who do you love? And she's like, oh, I love you. I'm like, no, you love you first, because your love for me is worthless to me if you're not in love with yourself. And like, that's a foundation that we actually have in the relationship early on. She says, I love you. I'm like, thank you. Like, that is my response, is thank you, because I'm receiving your love and fully. And I'll get you back. I'll tell you I love you later.
T. Harv Eker had one of his like things that I listened to, the live ones, where he said, go out and say to your spouse,
turbulent times, right?
Yeah. Say I love you.
That's a way to create turbulent times.
But I mean, if your wife or husband, your spouse says, then don't say it back, just say thank you.
That would have caused epic problems in my last relationship, right? Which, and again, that's why it's a prior relationship.
It's a good exercise though. Yeah, to receive it, And
if you've had the conversation like between Dorena and I, like it also creates another layer to our relationship, because we know something that other people don't know. So when we do that, we're also like playing a game with each other. It's almost like we're like, oh, look at us being a little smarter than what we were raised to be. So it's like multiple layers of our own little inside joke to our relationship.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So I want to put a challenge out to anyone that's listening. I challenge you to write 5 gratitudes every morning to start.
I challenge you to make sure I'm one of them. Just saying, just think about it. Put me on the list. Why not?
I am grateful for Alchemist Nation. And listen, here's the thing. People struggle with that because they think they have to write something profound, and you don't. Like, you could literally write, I'm grateful for the sunshine,
right?
It doesn't, you could have 5 of them and you can think 4 of them are nonsensical and one of them is profound.
I'm grateful for the 100 Millionaires podcast that suggested that I do this.
Exactly.
There's actually a book called A 5-Minute Journal that if you need a little help, the 5-Minute Journal does gratitude in the morning, gratitude at night, and so you can get it on Amazon.
It's starting to feel like work.
And if you're listening to this, like that's exactly where I was going to go with it, Mitch. Like, if you're listening to the 100 Millionaires podcast and you're saying to yourself, God, like, one, these guys make gratitude sound important, so I should do it. Don't should on yourself, just do it. And 2, then there's, well, is gratitude really that serious, or is this just some fluffy shit that these guys put together because it made them feel good? And then there's 3 is like, it's work. Like, why am I not doing it? Like, why have I not done this? And why don't I just test it? Like, that third kind of, like, I don't see it in my life. I'm not like, I'm grateful, but am I really grateful? Like, if you're questioning, have you been grateful with this? Maybe you should just give it a try. Like, just go and test it out and see how you feel.
Yeah, because you create your own reality. I know it sounds weird, but if you go into like quantum physics and talk about energy, we are just energy vibrating slowly. And that's the only reason that we're solid. So you can create anything you want. And when you start creating gratitude, that raises you up on a higher vibrational level where things can come to you, like the money, the love, the amazing life, whatever you want. It's all right there. And it starts with gratitude. And if you really want to have some fun with it, have gratitude for things you don't even have yet. That's being grateful with faith. That's the as Jen Sincero says, that's the mother lode of
mother lode.
So be grateful for things you don't even have yet. So you have to picture your future, act as if you have it, and then just be grateful for it. It's amazing.
I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that going forward.
Mike,
level up my gratitude.
Did you hear what Mitch just said? He says he hasn't done that yet.
I haven't.
No kidding.
I've just done gratitude for things that exist already.
That's in the yellow Jen Sincero book, but I also think she touches on it in the green one as well. But
the money one.
Either one of those. God, if if you wanted one book besides The Science of Getting Rich, if you listen to Jen Sincero's You Are a Badass, as she said, she took one for the team, that pretty much every different book we've read, she takes something from it. That's just a great book to get you. And she does a whole chapter on gratitude and faith and gratitude, and it's awesome.
This 100 Millionaires podcast has been sponsored by Jen Sincero.
Yeah,
you
right.
Are a badass.
I'm not getting any.
Click
I'm not
the
getting
link.
any. I gotta get an affiliate link. What the F? No.
Damn it, we gotta get our affiliate link.
Oh my God, I owe her so much. She's done those books have done so much for Brenda, for me, for Samantha. Just oh my God, yeah.
Oh,
and I got to meet her too.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, Pawtucket,
Awesome.
Rhode Island.
She came to Rhode Island. Mike went. There was 300 girls in the room. All the like successful mindset.
Mike, you got to
girls.
give me the heads up. I would flew up for that. Come on.
I told you that was a crazy story because I'm looking at the tour like, oh, that'd be neat to see her. But everything was like West Coast, Oregon, Seattle, Los Angeles. And then right in the middle was Pawtucket. I'm like, that's the universe. What the hell is Pawtucket doing in the middle?
That is random.
Yeah. So it was great.
Yeah, Pawtucket's not even close to an airport.
Yeah,
That's like
it was
inconvenient.
a big brewery in Pawtucket and 300 people in there. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody had a hook.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
Yeah, I gotta talk to Jen Sincero's tour person. I'll go on tour. I would say like I don't want to go speak live, but I'll go on tour for 300 people in a room. Like sign me up for that.
And then she sits and signs her book. There was the green book was coming out, the one on money, and she autographed it for us and took some pictures. So that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. So gratitude, trust me, it works. There's 4 steps to becoming rich, and none of them are hard work. Like you won't hear me say hard work to get rich. The first is right, Mike.
You mean you're not on that grind 24/7, 365?
Good God, no. But my partners do have to grind for a little bit, and they do have to bring on the grinders. Like any coach or person who's selling you on the grind is looking for employees. Like that's all they're looking for. So if you hear me say you got to grind, you got to work hard, you got to put in the effort, it's because I'm looking for employees. I'm looking for people to do some of the hard work for me.
That's funny.
So like if you see me talking about the grind, just know like I'm still authentic.
I don't even want the people that work for me to grind though.
Well, I like grinders because you put them in the room,
I get
they
it.
come out, project completed. So
I get it. Do you get your grinders from Subway? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Grinder. Only in New England would you hear that.
So, by the way, it turns out Papagino's, New England only. They don't have Papagino's outside of New England. It's Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and like one in New Hampshire.
Yes, because the only reason I've heard of it is because I've spent enough time visiting New England.
Wow.
Yeah, there's 61 in Massachusetts and none in Florida.
Wow.
Or Vegas. I remember this from being in Vegas, that there was no
Papagino's
out there.
I remember I used to go to Florida and they didn't have Dunkin' Donuts back then. Yeah. And when they started, they'd make an iced coffee, but they had no idea what an iced coffee was. So it was like this watered down, nasty, hot coffee with ice throat. Oh yeah, it was bad.
So
as a change.
For my friends in Massachusetts, next time I'm coming up will be sometime around 4th of July. I'll probably do some sort of thing. But everybody was messaging me saying, hey, when you're in town, hang out. The answer is no. I'm not going to hang out with anybody when I'm in town. I will do probably one thing, and I'll be with Mike. You know, whatever I'm doing, I'll hang out with you, Mike.
Sushi.
I'm down for sushi.
You coming up, Mitch?
No, I'm coming up in beginning of August for the Generator Alchemist event.
Nice.
Boom, I'll be there as well. I'll be there for that one too. I got to visit family. 4th of July is kind of a big deal for the family.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
So like I'll be back in town. Like I am getting Papagino's. Like that is one thing I know for sure.
That's really funny. Of all the things.
I'm gonna call my brother up because he loves Papagino's too. We're just gonna go get some pizza.
That's how it works.
If you have time, I'll take you to the new vegan restaurant on Federal Hill. So Pianta, it's really good. So we can go there.
I'll make sure I'm available. I'll make sure that. So those are the two. I got 4th of July with the fam, and then I'll be there for a couple other days. So like those are the 2 things I'm doing. If anybody else texts me and is like, "Hey, we're doing stuff," no, like we're just not. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
But Generator Business School will be in August. You can come hang out with us there. Like that's fine with me.
In Providence, is it in Providence?
It's in Warwick. I think it's in Warwick.
Wow, that's crazy.
Crown Plaza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Warwick. There you go.
I literally scheduled my New York trip around that event. I was going to go to New York this like right now usually, but I was like, I'll push it back and just do one big New England trip. New York, New
Nice.
England. Spend 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the one I think a lot of people have been looking forward to. At the 100 Millionaire Summit, we talked about Mission to Millions, Master of Influence, and then Generator Business School. And this one is all about the systems behind making things work. So our how people are going to be in there being like, oh, like where are my partners? How do I put this together? What is, my business plan, like tightening up, marketing, sales, like, so it's a really, really hands-on. Since most of our community is in New England, we're going to go back to New England to run this course, make sure nobody skips it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about it, Mike. I am extremely excited about it. I'm even more excited.
You got to get people from Oregon to go all the way to Warwick. I love it.
It is possible. It is possible. Well, we know Dr. Tara Wager's coming. So
yeah,
that's two
right?
people coming from Oregon.
Yeah, that's what
Oregon.
I'm saying.
You're like, he prefers to go to Rhode Island over Florida. Like,
Right?
put my event in Rhode Island.
I'm just excited about. Yeah, he said it. He was like, "Dude, put me in Rhode Island. I want to go to RI."
Really good. We'll have to take him to Newport or something if he's got any time. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and Papagino's. I'm thinking that. Like it's...
I'm
We'll
in.
get him
We'll
get him a
know of
coffee
it, but I've never had.
milkshake. Coffee milkshake and an awful from.
He's an autocrat. Yeah, he's
autocrat. Have him drink out of a bubbler, not a water fountain.
So like, been in Florida this long, I did not realize there were no mountains until I went to Utah. Like until I went to Utah did I realize.
Right.
Yeah,
like one of the reasons I love Florida is it's completely flat. Like you can just go everywhere. It's very easy to move around. But now I want.
Some would say
a hill.
boring. Some would say
And now it's
boring and a marsh.
Or some would say enjoyable. I grew up on Long Island, completely flat. I moved to Florida, completely flat. I love it. When I went to college in the Berkshire Mountains, hated it.
Oh my God. When I lived in Santa Barbara, California, you wake up every morning, you look forward, you see the ocean, you look back and you see mountains, just like the ones you saw in Utah.
Yeah.
Gualter, just beautiful. I don't know. And Arizona, same idea. Yeah.
Arizona,
same thing. I was in Denver.
Yeah, this is the first time I lived in a flat place.
Plains and then mountains is badass.
Right.
I mean, Vegas was nice because it was flat, but then it was mountains. Like you had the option to like, it was totally flat, and then there was mountains.
When I drove from Vegas to the Grand Canyon, oh my God, like so many mountains. The poor little rental car was struggling.
Yeah. Yeah,
we just
did that this year. Same thing.
We were going up. And we were going up the mountains, and suddenly it's freezing and it's snowing.
Right?
We're right back down to the desert.
Like, go down, get back to the warmth.
We gotta go back down.
We were in
there's a gas station up there that's always snowing. Like it's just always winter.
We were in Phoenix and it was 110 in August, and then we drove up to Grand Canyon. It was like 70s and perfect. Yeah, same state.
Wild.
Yeah, this country is really cool. Like if you haven't gone out and traveled this country, you got to go out and do something. That'll give you something to be grateful for.
Yeah, there you go.
The 100 Millionaires Podcast. Click the link below. Share, like, subscribe, other stuff to share the wealth with more people. If you haven't been grateful for something in your life, be grateful for us. We're here supporting you. And if you haven't written your 5 gratitudes, do it daily. I'll share something that
attitude of gratitude.
Share something I told Dorina when we first started dating. Don't go to bed unless you haven't earned sleep. You haven't earned bed until you're grateful, into a state of gratitude. And I do not go to bed unless I'm grateful. And I've strongly encouraged her the same thing. Like, unless you're feeling happy about life and what you're doing, like it's not sleep time. Like, get clear, because at night your mind is working and it'll work on whatever the last thing you're thinking about is. Exactly. So make sure you're thinking about gratitude going to bed.
Yep. It's huge.
Oh man.
Nice.
Mike, what's the point?
The point is not to work, it's to generate income.
What kind of income, Mike?
Yeah. I'm grateful for the two of you. So that's my gratitude for today. Massive income from passive income. I'm very grateful for the massive income from passive income. So there you go. I got 2 already.
Hell yeah. And Mitch, how do we do it?
I mean, you got to organize and collect so you can get that passive income. And I'm grateful for my passive income. I'm also grateful for this awesome hair that I have. So good.
That's a good look. It's a good look. I'm grateful for my hair.
Mike's got good. That's my brother from another mother.
There we
Good
go.
hair. Runs in the family.
All right, you guys. So I'm grateful for our community. I'm grateful for our
You got a
100
nice beard.
millionaires. I'm
And your
grateful for
beard,
you too.
and your beard.
I
your
wanted to
sweet
switch it
beard.
up. I wanted to be grateful for something superficial. Change it up a little bit.
I'm grateful for my Utah tan. You know?
There
Great.
you go.
You're grateful for your expressive eyes, Walter, with the
True.
eyebrows.
Very
I love
true.
when people say things that are a little bit like, you're like, what?
We got a lot of things to be grateful for, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I fly through the air. I'm so slipstream,
Right.
man. I'm smooth.
Amen.
Grateful for my
Amen.
shiny brothers.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell
For everybody listening, cheers to your success. We have a choice.
Always
always
work
work
with
with
the
the
best.
See you guys next week.
All right, peace.
Peace, gentlemen.
Peace.